Working capital. Now let's solve the numerical questions of working capital. We will start with the basic level question, and after that we will proceed towards the adjustments and advanced level questions. Before starting with the question, let's see the format and revise it once again. So for calculating the net working capital, what we have to do is we have to subtract the total current liabilities from the total current assets. And then we add the contingency amount if any given in the question there, and then we get the total working capital amount. And now let's solve the question. So the first question is, you are requested by your client in estimating working capital requirement. The information is given below. In particulars, there is average amount logged up in inventory, and raw materials is given, finished goods is given, okay, and then credit sale per annum, that is the debtors, okay. Debtors are allowed 2 months credit. Here's the adjustment of the debtors, that is 2 months credit they are allowed, and then these are the assets, and then there's manufacturing expenses, so it comes in the liabilities, okay, and 48,000 is given. Wages for 1 year also given. Manufacturing expense and wages both are expenses and both comes under the liabilities, and both are given for 1 year. There's the adjustment lag in payment of manufacturing expense and wages is 1 month. Okay, we have to calculate it for 1 month. Okay, and then there's raw materials consumed per annum. Creditors allow 3 months credit. Okay, so creditors 3 months credit adjustment is given, and creditors are also known as credit purchase or accounts payable. So let's just start with the solution. Now let's solve the question. So estimation of working capital. Now there is the particulars section, and there will be the second one, amount section. In particulars section, first there is the current assets, and under current assets there is raw materials given. So we will link the cell with the raw materials, and the amount is given 10,000. We will put the amount as it is because no adjustment is given, and the average amount of raw materials and finished goods is given. So the next finished goods, we will also link it, and the amount will be as it is, that is given in the question, that is 40,000. Now there is credit sale per annum, that is the debtors. We say it as credit sale or accounts receivables. So we have to remember all the three terms of the debtors. Now adjustment is given 2 months credit. So we have to take 80,000 and we have to calculate it for 2 months. So we will multiply it by 2 and divide it by 12. So we will get the amount of the debtors, and we are dividing it by 12 because there are 12 months in a year. So let's link it. Okay, now total current assets. All the current assets are written. Now we have to do the total of it. So sum of all the three current assets which is given in the question, we will do that. And now proceeding further, we have to calculate the current liabilities. Now under the liabilities section, there is manufacturing expense, wages, and creditors is given. Okay, so first manufacturing expense 48,000 is given, and wages given 24,000. And there's the adjustment that lag in payment of manufacturing expense and wages is 1 month. So we need to calculate it for 1 month. So 24,000 wages amount. We have to multiply it by 1 and divide it by 12 for getting the amount for 1 month. And again for manufacturing expense we have to do like we have done in wages also. 48,000 multiplied by 1 divided by 12. Now let's link it for our ease to get the amount fast calculated. So here we go. Wages. And now there is raw materials consumed per annum. Creditors allow 3 months credit. Okay. Now creditors. We know that the creditors are also known as credit purchase or accounts payables. We need to remember these words because in any question the word can be another word can also be used. So 24,000 multiplied by 3 divided by 12 as 3 months credit is given, so we have to take the amount for 3 months. Now let's link it. Done. Now we have to calculate the total amount of current liabilities. So let's take the sum of it. Total current liabilities. So we got the amount of total current assets and total current liabilities. Now we have to get the net working capital. Now let's put the border to make it look good. We will do this border afterwards. Now C number, that is net working capital. Net working capital is equal to total current assets minus total current liabilities. A minus B is equal to net working capital. So let's link it. This minus this. We get the amount. Now contingency is also given and which is 10%. Okay, so we will calculate contingency now and add it to the net working capital. Contingency and contingency is taken for 10%. So 10% of net working capital we will take. Net working capital 10% contingency is taken. And now we got the amount of contingencies. And now we will add we have to get the amount of total working capital by adding contingencies to it. So let's do the total working capital. Adding the amount of net working capital and the contingencies, which is 10% of the net working capital. We got the amount. So this is the final answer. See how simple it is and how we have calculated it as it is the basic level question. Now let's put it at the border to make it look more good. Yes. So this is the basic level question and afterwards in next video we will do some advanced level questions also. But this was also necessary to get the idea how the working capital questions are solved, basic level also. That's all. Thank you. Let's put the border. Okay, bold.